It's the Immigration Law Show on Mirchi, brought to you by the Shah Peerally Law Group, immigration experts right here in Newark, California. And of course, I'm talking to Shah Peerally, its founder and managing attorney. And Shah, we are, of course, in Silicon Valley, in the land of entrepreneurship. So question that comes up, immigration and the entrepreneurial spirit, what are the visas for bringing back business to the US?
Very interesting question too. Unfortunately, there is one good visa when it comes to that. It's called the E2 visa, but it doesn't apply to India. But I'll still go over it because if you have citizenship in another country like Australia, Canada, etc., you can benefit from it. So I will talk about it. The first one is the E2 visa. Usually, the E2 visa is a visa for people who invest in the United States and have some kind of marginal contribution, and the investment is usually between 100,000 and up. But the bad news about it doesn't lead to any green card, so you don't really have it. But there's an interesting visa which is not an investor visa that you can use efficiently as an investor visa, is the L1a Visa. The L1a is an intra-transferee of employees. However, if you have your own company, for example, in India, and you're opening a branch in the US, we can use the L1a as an interesting visa to make it an investor visa. And ultimately, the great thing with an L1a, it leads you to a green card. So always look into that, and you can call us if you need help on those. We'll be glad to help you on the L1a visas. They are interesting visas. It requires, number one, that you are basically kind of an executive or in a managerial role of the company abroad.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, from India or some other countries. Even if you're an Indian citizen, you might have a company in Singapore, for example, but you need to work there physically for 1 year into that role. And the company cannot close down when you come here. You still have to have certain number of employees there operating. You open a branch here in the US, and then we transfer you. The company doesn't have to be existent in the US, by the way. We can open it and show business plan. We will open it, and then we can do your L1a. But you need to be careful. Whatever you put in the business plan, you better meet the requirements. Otherwise, they will never renew that L1a. It's usually given for 2 years, and then later it can go up to 7 years. But the great news with the L1a is that it leads to the EB1C, which is a green card part with the same requirements. So it's one stone you kill two birds with the L1a.
I see.
Now there's another one called EB5, where they invest $500,000 or $1 million, where they get basically their it's almost like buying your green card. The problem with this program is that I don't handle it not because I don't know how to handle it, is because I don't trust it. A lot of people have been burned with the system because they end up by buying projects that because they give you what we call a conditional green card with it. And if your company goes belly up somehow, you also go belly up, you lose the money and the green card within the next 2-3 years. So a lot of people I know do only that because it's a lot of money involved. And Trump's son-in-law was doing that. And but a lot of them also, if you go online, you will see a lot of people have been burned with those projects. So I just mentioned it here. It's not something I recommend, although a lot of people also got their green card through it. I personally don't handle it because of exactly that reason, because I don't trust that system. So these are the main ones. Now, if you're just coming to look for prospect of business, the easy one is a B1 visa. But right now, you're not getting an appointment for that in India. So if you're from other countries, you can get it, but not India. So those are the basic ones.
Yeah, thank you for that. And of course, folks, if you are curious about the investor visa, of course, you have to proceed with caution. But you find yourself stuck in that immigration law maze, Get the right advice and direction from the Shah Peerally Law Group. They're just a phone call away. Call them today at 510-742-5887 or log on to peerallylaw.com. That's peerallylaw.com. And they also have a YouTube channel which is current, relevant, and up to date with everything immigration. That's Shah Peerally Law. That's the handle. So subscribe to that. And the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Keep listening to Mirchi. It's hot.